Welcome to the city of Gangneung here on the east coast of the Republic of Korea. The Gangwon province is home to Pyeongchang, the host city of the 2018 Winter Paralympic Games, but it's here in Gangneung that the para ice hockey event will take place. A host of brand new, stunning venues are waiting for the spectators of the games to arrive. But which country will return here next March as the World Para Ice Hockey Champions? We're just 2 days away from finding out, and let's go inside for day number 6. So welcome to the Gangneung Hockey Centre here in the Republic of Korea. The penultimate round of preliminary games kicks off today as the undefeated United States of America take on Norway. So really looking forward to this one. Good morning and welcome to the Republic of Korea. I'm Jonathan Bell alongside Mike Kelly. And Mike, we saw the USA yesterday taking on Canada in that clash of the Titans games. How do you think they'll fare today?
Well, it was a real gutty effort by the Americans in that game against Canada. Very physical, very fast-paced. They get the 2-1 win. They came from behind in that game after trailing 1-0 after 15 minutes of play in the first period. So you wonder a little bit how much it took it out of them. But this American team is so skilled, so fast. They're going to rest a couple of guys that are usually in the lineup today. Captain Andy Yohe, Adam Page as well will get a rest today. And they've mixed the lines up a little bit, which we'll get into as we continue in the broadcast. But this American team, they've been so good in every game that they played. A perfect record like you talk about. So I expect we'll see another fast, competitive game from them.
And they take on a Norway side who currently sit on 5 points at the moment in the standings. And they've enjoyed 2 days off as well. Of course, the Sunday break, which all the teams had. And also yesterday they had no game as well. And Mike got a chance to catch up with their head coach before this game, Espen Hegde.
Coach, coming off an off day here, how did your team spend that day off as you get set for this matchup?
I would try to prepare as good as possible. I mean, we were here watching US play Canada, and yeah, we're as ready as we're going to be.
I saw you up in the broadcast booth and you were watching the game, you were videotaping the game as you were trying to do some scouting on the American side. What did you notice from their game yesterday?
Oh, they're so fast. I mean, the line with Declan Farmer, Bo Roybal, McKee, we have to respect that and be ready for it.
So how do you try to neutralize offense from that line in this game?
Try as best as we can to take out space, play man-on-man as we try to. We'll do our best to keep up with their speed.
You guys right now kind of on that bubble spot for a top 5 finish in this tournament. How important is it for you to try to pick up points in this game as we're starting to get towards the end of the tournament?
Yeah, we will definitely like to pick up at least 1 point in this game. That would make up for the one we lost to Germany. If we're unable to do that, we need help from Korea against Italy for sure.
Any lineup changes as you go into this game today?
Yeah, we had Peterson and Bogle on at home, resting for tomorrow. So we have done some minor changes. You'll see it on the ice.
All right, best of luck, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.
So interesting comments there from Espen Hegde talking about how that stalwart defenseman for the Norwegians, Rolf Einar Pedersen, will not be playing in this game, and Bogle out as well in this game, so giving them a little more rest, even though they're coming off 2 days rest. And there's been a shift in players on the back end as well in this game. We'll get into that as we see the lineups a little later on, but opportunity for Norway to rest some guys in a very tough game against the Americans, knowing that they have a game against the Italians tomorrow that could mean a berth in the top 5 and trying to get that automatic qualification. So that's the mindset there from the coaching staff.
And of course they take on a USA side striving for gold. And Mike got a chance to catch up with their head coach, Guy Gosling.
So Coach, before we get into today's matchup, a huge game yesterday against the Canadians, which you guys came out on the right side of, and very physical game. What did you think about the game overall and the performance by your team?
Well, I think we kind of got off to a slow start. It was hard to get a rhythm when we're sitting in the box. We understand that we need to stay out of the penalty box. Yeah, it was a physical game, high-tempo game, puck possession game. We're fortunate to come out on top on that one, and it was a good battle.
So quick turnaround for you guys now. You faced the Norwegian team that had an off day. What do you have to do to make sure that your guys coming off such a high come out and battle and give it 100% here today?
Well, I think they know what they need to do. They need to warm up, and they took care of themselves last night and got hydrated and rested, and we'll just come out and play today.
So Yohe and Page draw out of the lineup today. Is this just a matter of keeping the rotation going and getting fresh bodies involved?
Yeah, we're carrying 17 right now. We dress 15. Essentially, it's just rotation.
This Norwegian team's going to be hungry. They're right on a bubble right now of a top 5 spot in this tournament. What have you seen from that team, and what kind of challenges do you think they might present?
Well, they've got some guys that have been around for a while that understand the way this thing works, and we have to be on our toes.
Going with Steve Cash today in goal.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy the game, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you.
So the money man in goal again, Steve Cash for the United States of America. They did some line juggling ahead of this game as well. We're used to seeing that top line of Farmer, McKee, and Roybal. They will be intact, but from there it gets a little mixed up as Jack Wallace, who had such a terrific game for the Americans. He's a third-line player, real energy guy, didn't play at all in the first period. He had a 5-second shift, that was it. He played in the second and the third. He was very physical, very good. He'll move onto a line with Rico Roman, Paul Shaws, who will start this game for the United States of America. So line juggling on both sides ahead of this matchup.
Absolutely, and of course yesterday they locked horns with Canada in what was an absolutely pulsating game. It was almost a bloodbath at times. That first 5 minutes, we've seen some hits in this tournament so far, but nothing like that first period. It was absolutely incredible. But how big a win, Mike, for the Conference of America is that, particularly coming from behind?
Well, it's huge, and this was a game that both teams had circled on the calendar ahead of this tournament. Coming into it, both teams undefeated. We had a feeling that that's the way that it was going to be. So if these teams do meet in the gold medal game, which many people are expecting to happen, this was the game that each team wanted to set the tone ahead of that matchup and say, hey, we're the dominant team here in this tournament. The Canadians came out well, a great first period. They took a 1-0 lead into the intermission, but Nico Landeros there on the power play scoring, and shortly thereafter, it's Declan Farmer. This is just what he does. Great skating, great stick handling. That was the eventual game winner. Canadians with some good chances late in the game, but the Americans managed to hang on for the win. So on the plus side, they'll take that momentum into this hockey game here against Norway. And maybe for the Norwegians, a positive for them being that they've been resting for 2 days. The Americans played a very intense physical game less than 24 hours ago. So we'll see if the pace of this game, if the Norwegians can come out and try to dictate, maybe surprise the Americans with an early goal.
And of course, we touched on Declan Farmer there, scoring the second of the game. That was his second point of the match as well, after getting the assist for the first goal. And therefore, he now has 101 points for Team USA, which is a very incredible feat indeed. But as far as America is concerned, that was sort of the dress rehearsal for what we expect to be the gold medal match between them and Canada on Thursday. What do we make of the Norway side then, Mike? We touched on a couple of changes today, and they've had some iffy results as well, particularly that one against Germany where they won it in overtime rather than normal time. What do we make of their chances?
Yeah, so we heard from Espen Hegde, the head coach, earlier, and he said they left a point on the table against the Germans. They absolutely did. So they only pick up 2 points in that win. They got the full 3 against Sweden, and Hegde and the coaching staff know if they can manage a point here against the USA, that's a win for them. As we mentioned, they are battling for position right now. They sit in that 5th spot. Top 5 teams automatically qualify for the 2018 Paralympic Games, but a top spot rather in the 3rd or the 4th position would allow them to play for a bronze medal. So that's still very much in the wheelhouse for this Norwegian team. That's why it's so crucial for them to try to pick up a point here today in this game. And then they obviously want to get a full 3 against the Italians. And then we'll see where they're situated. If they can get into a bronze medal matchup, perhaps that will be the goal at this point for the Norwegian team. And they were a team coming into this tournament that a lot of people felt could certainly be capable of playing for a bronze medal. So it's still in the cards, but boy, would a point or more in this game against the Americans certainly help their cause.
Absolutely, and Espen Hegde was saying there in that pre-match interview with you, Mike, that he was aiming for just trying to get a point out of this one, making up for that Germany overtime win rather than the regulation one, and I think that will be the key today. So we're certainly looking forward to the puck drop between the USA and Norway. We'll be back with more in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, it was good.
So we're gearing up then on game day 6 for game number 1 today. The USA taking on Norway. USA without a defeat to their name so far today. And taking to the ice first as ever is the officials. Referee Christian Nikolic, assisted by his linesmen Yul Han and David Nothegger. As we await the two teams coming out onto the ice. And I'm sure Christian Nikolic will be looking at the American team and see that the amount of physicality they had on the ice yesterday against Canada, and he'll probably be thinking it hopefully won't be the same today against Norway. That not the same intensity exactly.
Well, the Americans will certainly want to try to stay out of the penalty box. They got into penalty trouble against the Canadian team playing that physical brand of hockey, and see the Americans getting set to come out here on the ice in just a few seconds. Some lineup changes that we talked about for them. They'll go with Roman, Wallace, and Shaws to start. They've got that line intact, McKee, Farmer, and Roybal, and then the third line in this game will be Noah Grove, Chris Douglas, and Luke McDermott. As Steve Cash gets ready to lead the American squad onto the ice for the Norwegians, they move things around a little bit as their stud defenseman Rolf Einar Pedersen is out of the lineup, so Morten Vernes and Thomas Jakobsen will be a defense pair, as will Knut Andre Nordstoga and Thomas Avdal. We'll see if that's effective for the Norwegian team as the gate is open and they're led onto the ice by Kissinger Dang, who will get the start in this game. Coming into this game, he's played 45 minutes so far in this tournament. Not nearly as much as Hammer, who's been the starting goaltender for this team. And a 9.00 goals against average for Dang. I'm not sure if that will improve or not against a very stacked American team here.
Well, I'm sure Kissinger Deng will be thinking that Espen Hegder isn't a big fan of him, because the only other game that Deng has taken part in was that opener against Canada, and now he's been faced against the USA as well. So he's certainly going to have maybe not too many games in the Norwegian net, but certainly busy games indeed. Let's have a look how the USA line up with their roster. As you touched on that, Steve Cash will be goaltender once again, but of course a few changes, particularly in the forward line, with Paul Shores, Rico Roman and Jack Wallace given the nod by Guy Gosling.
So both teams huddle up here. We take a look at the Norwegian head coach, Espen Hegde, immaculately dressed as always, got the good pocket square going. Hegde was up here in the booth beside us during that Canada-US game yesterday, videotaping the game, making notes, and more of anything, as we heard from him in the interview before the game, is a great learning experience for his country to be able to watch the Americans, watch the way that they play the game. Guy Gosling has this American team playing some terrific hockey right now. The only perfect team remaining in this tournament. They have 2 games left. They played 1 less than the Canadians. An opportunity here for them against the Norwegians, and then what could be a very important game for them against a surging and somewhat surprising Republic of Korea tomorrow. Kissinger Deng getting his second call, like you talk about Canada and the US. Have fun, 19.
And there we have his opposite number as well. Goaltender for the American, Steve Cash, who himself is a very impressive record there. And it was interesting seeing the Canadian and American goaltenders yesterday, because they've not really had much to do so far in this tournament, but they did have to come up trumps at times in that one yesterday. And Steve Cash, his goal was being peppered late on, and he managed to hold firm. So 2 players from either side line up in the centre, ready for puck drop. We're just 10 seconds away here or so from the United States of America taking on Norway on day number 6 of the World Para Ice Hockey World Championships.
There's Roman, number 23, starting against Ola Oasith. We are underway here. The Americans take control early and they chip it in. They will try to use their speed in this game against the Norwegian team. As Backa, phenomenal player for these Norwegians, their leading scorer so far in this tournament, cycles the puck. Oasith, number 71, looking to find a player in position here as he sends it to Nordstrage, who goes back around the backside of the goal. Martin Hamre now involved in a puck battle on the sideboards with Paul Shaw as the puck gets chipped loose. Nice pass into the middle and a shot on goal just over the net. It's a quick shot there by Billy Hanning Jr. The Norwegians have to be careful not to get hemmed in their own zone here against a very potent American attack.
It'll certainly be interesting to see how the Norwegians get on with the absence of Pedersen, because he's been a mastermind at times in that defensive zone for the Norwegians. It was a close one there as well, but Nordstoga has certainly impressed so far, and he can definitely fill in the skates of Pedersen, no doubt about it.
He's been named a player of the game once already in this tournament. As Oiset there is knocked off the puck. The Americans continue to control, although it does come out of the zone. No icing on the play, and back for it is number 27 for the United States, Josh Pauls. Pauls wearing the C in this game as Andy Yohe is out of the lineup, a healthy scratch. Pauls has the A on his jersey, but has been listed as the captain for this game. Battle in the corner here. There's a bunch of bodies piling up on both sides. The Americans come out with it. It's McKee trying to find Landeros in front of the net, but Landeros was turned around the other way, and it comes back out of the zone.
Well, Norway immediately setting their stall out and happy to just man-mark each of the American players and just sit in that square in the middle of their defensive zone and try and get America to go around on the outside. It's been a fast start from the side that remain undefeated.
Here comes Landeros over the line. He's got an open body, and Farmer, he elects to shoot. It stopped, and it's no goal. The referee immediately waving it off as Declan Farmer pretty clearly punched that puck into the back of the net, which you are not allowed to do. We'll take another look at the replay here.
Yes, a good call from the referee, I think. It was a very good save by Deng initially, and there you go, just off the backside of the wrist there. The touch-in from Farmer, who's got a lot of points for the USA in his career, but not allowed another one with a hand.
And Farmer knew it as soon as he knocked that puck into the goal. Face-off comes outside as a result, and the Americans are happy to dump it back in and chase after the puck. It's McKee back for it. Abdal plays it around the goal, and there's Farmer to pick it up on the far wall. Abdal able to win a battle here, and he gets some nice support there from Oiset. That will be a key for the Norwegians to make sure that they have numbers in those board battles. The Americans capable of playing a more physical game. Here's Norway out with the puck now. And an opportunity for Hamre, although he is beaten back to the puck there by number 11 for the United States. The Americans in over the line. Here's an opportunity coming in on the side of the goal, and Deng makes a nice save as he gets the arm out in front of that one. A solid opportunity there for Declan Farmer, the most decorated American goal scorer in World Championship history.
Yeah, that shows you there, Declan Farmer, that he's good with the blade as well, the hand as well. But Deng was absolutely superb and equal to it. But make no bones about it, Mike, in this game, usually teams sit off the Americans, but Norway are looking for at least a point in this one and trying to get something from it. And the Americans as well know that this is their game in hand over Canada, and they have to make the most of that. Otherwise, yesterday's win can amount to really insignificance.
Well, the Norwegians changing lines here. Offside is the call, and perhaps fortunate not to get called with too many men on the ice, as there was a lot of red and blue sweaters out there. Take another look here as the Americans push the pace of the play, and this is just the speed right here of Declan Farmer.
Yeah, he's absolutely superb in this position. Again, the interchange from right blade onto left, back to right again. It was a nice angle for him as he tried to open up his body, but Deng did superbly well.
Paul's with it, moves the puck up the ice onto the wing. Pass into the middle for Noah Grove, just past his outstretched arm. The Norwegians with an opportunity to clear the puck, and chasing after it now for Norway is Emil Vatne, youngest player in this tournament, 17 years old. He's already got a goal, a great moment for him as Pauls carries the puck in over the line, into the middle of the ice. But a nice play by Vernes to knock him off the puck, and Norway clears.
Does well there, Vernes, a forward by trade, but slotting in on the defensive line today and showing exactly why there with that strength. It was very good play from him.
Another nice play there from Clackegg to stand his man up at the blue line. The Americans dump it in. In after it is Luke McDermott, although he lost a twig there. It came flying out of his hand. And a battle now in the corner. There's a nice play from Clackegg to get the puck around the outside of the net. The Americans with an errant pass there as it comes out of the zone and back to pick it up. Number 27, Josh Pauls.
Yeah, it was a fantastic challenge in that far corner there. It certainly shows that the Norwegians are not fazed by America at all, and they're willing to get in their faces. That shows it from there. Again, Clackegg getting involved. And so far, Norway keeping things pretty tight.
Grove able to keep the puck in. Battling for it behind the net is McDermott, although he loses that stick again. He's got to get some stick tape on those gloves, perhaps, as Kissinger Deng makes a nice glove save there off the point shot. A lot of traffic in front, but no damage done. 9:39 to go in the first period. No score between Norway and the United States.
Fans, the spirit of competition is try your hardest and work your hardest. Fans, these athletes have trained their entire lives for this moment, so let's give a hand. Let's hear it for Team USA and Team Norway.
관중 여러분들의 열정적인 응원은 선수들에게 힘이 되고 또 경기를 재밌게 즐기실 수 있습니다. 이번 경기를 위해 열심히 준비한 우리 미국과 노르웨이 팀 선수들에게 힘찬 응원과 박수 부탁드립니다.
Welcome back inside the Gangneung Hockey Center. An offensive zone face-off here for the United States. Declan Farmer out there to take it against Oisith, and a couple of players out of position there, so we'll drop the puck again. Some good looks here for the Americans early, although Norway's done a nice job to keep most shots to the outside. As Oisith is knocked out of the face-off circle, in to take the draw is Thomas Abdahl. He loses it to Farmer. Roybal plays it back to the point. Landeros. Shot from the point, saved by Kissinger Deng. The puck's loose in the slot. Norway does a nice job there to clear the puck out. It's a good opportunity for the United States, but it's Martin Hamra clearing the zone as a long stretch pass here goes just out of the reach of Roybal for an icing call.
It'll be interesting, Mike, to see Norway today, because in a lot of the games where they perhaps have disappointed their coach Espen Hedge and their supporters, is the games where they'd probably be expected to win and take the game to the opposition, but today they are allowed, they've sort of allowed to give America that respect and sit back for themselves. And so far, they're doing a very good job after over 5 minutes of keeping things tight.
Back behind the net is Landeros. Goes to the far wing as Brody Roybal immediately flew the zone after that face-off, and now here comes McKee. He's got Farmer with him. McKee over the line, into the middle of the ice. That's off Sornheim. And out come the Norwegians with it. Clackegg into the middle of the ice. He's dumped, but he manages to get the puck into the American zone. Roybal now across neutral ice, finds Declan Farmer. He's got speed. Farmer in over the line. He'll pass to Roybal. Roybal, stick handling and a shot on goal, but Deng makes a nice glove save.
Excellent stick handling, that coming in from Roybal, and then the strike was very firm as well. But again, Deng has been faultless so far in this game. Don't want that to be the kiss of the death for the Norwegians, but he's been excellent so far on the goal.
Sorheim got the puck over the American blue line, but out come the United States. It's Roybal. Over the line, Farmer and McKee bunched up on the left wing. McKee back for Farmer. Coming in to support is Roybal, as they bunch up on the end boards there, and it's Farmer coming out with the puck. Farmer, he's got a man at the far post. It's McKee, he can't corral the pass. And the Norwegians clear the zone again.
Excellent battling from the Norwegians there. Nordstog has been absolutely exceptional so far. As we said, he's got big role to fill in and try and match Pedersen, but he's got a job on here.
There's Roybal right in on goal, and he scores. Nice stick handling there by Brody Roybal. The 18-year-old's got the Americans on the board midway through the first.
Well, I said I didn't want to give the kiss of death to Norway, and I think I may have inadvertently done so, Mike, because it was a fantastic break there. Roybal had the pace, he had the all clear. Norstogger was never going to catch him, and Deng was always going to struggle to save that one. It's a great strike from the youngster, and the Americans have been on top in this one, but they've managed to draw first blood as well. USA 1, Norway 0.
Brody Roybal with his 4th goal of the tournament, now 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points. He is second on the team in scoring to Declan Farmer, who leads the way with 11. And here comes Jack Wallace. Such a good game yesterday from Wallace against the Canadians. Used sparingly in the first period, but he had a terrific second and third. Provided a lot of energy for that American team. He's getting an opportunity for some more minutes here this morning in this game against Norway. And after the puck is Wallace. He'll circle back, look for an option in front of the net. Wallace, stick handling. Loses control of the puck, but after it is Billy Hanning. The Americans continue to work the puck around the outside. Rico Roman with it. Into the slot, a one-time opportunity fanned on, and now Wallace has it. He'll protect the puck, gets it to Hanning. Hanning's shot blocked in front. Roman with it. Tries to go upstairs, and Kissinger Deng gets the trapper up to make the save.
Well, this is a period of the game that Norway just have to stick firm in, because they're struggling at the moment to contain the American pressure. And they're threatening to get another one here, and that would be very damaging to Norway's confidence.
Wallace with it, in over the line. He gets through a pair of Norwegian defenders, plays it back to Roman, but out of his reach. And back to pick it up is Billy Hanning in the neutral zone. He'll dump it back in. Americans completing a line change. In after it is Douglas. Nice hit there. And the Norwegians start out with it. Oiseth plays it up forward. And in hot pursuit is Audun Bakke. The best option for some offense in this game for Norway is Bakke, number 22.
Yeah, it's been frustrating recently watching Norway, because Bakke's not had enough of the puck, and they could be in trouble here.
McDonald with a shot, that one, or McDermott rather, as it sails over the net. And in after it is Josh Pauls. Oiseth comes away with the puck. He plays it out to the right wing, and Martin Hamre a chance to clear, but he can't. Noah Grove with it. He was looking for a centering pass there. Nicely blocked by the Norwegians. Here's another centering pass, and Douglas tips it just wide. Deng was down and out. Douglas couldn't get enough on that shot.
Well, it's another one there. If Douglas's blade is just an inch longer, then he gets to that and makes it 2-0 to the USA. Fantastic play on the left-hand side. It was a wonderful pass across as well. It was some nice pace, but it was just too far forward for Douglas to convert.
Bakke clears the zone, and it just manages to trickle all the way down the ice for an icing call. Here's another look at the goal by Roybal.
See that, he's just worming his way, dribbling left to right. Fantastic from him. And he just slots it high into the back of the net. Deng had no chance.
Here's Grove with it, centering pass there from Landeros. Can't connect. Grove will chase it into the corner. Puck played with a high stick there, and we will get a whistle as the face-off will come outside. The Americans enjoying a lot of zone time here. 4:51 to go in the first period. They have a 1-0 lead.
Fans, in consideration of other patrons, please remain seated. Do not walk down the stairs during the game until there's a stoppage in play.
관중 여러분께서는 경기에 방해가 되지 않도록 경기 도중에 일어서거나 나가지 마시고 좌석에 착석해 주시기 바랍니다.
We are back inside the Gangneung Hockey Center, 1-0, United States with the lead. Just under 5 minutes to go here in the first period, and a lot of puck possession so far for the United States in this game. It's their biggest strength in this tournament. We saw it against the Canadian team, and it has worked in their favor here as McDermott chases it into the corner, and he's met by Jakobsen with a nice hit. Here's Noah Grove with it. He's got a man in front, and Douglas as Grove goes around the goal. Checked nicely by Clackhag as those two continue to battle for it, and Douglas comes in support. Here's Douglas looking back to the point. Number 11, Karen, a nice job to keep the puck into the blue line for the Americans. Grove with it. He's got Douglas in front of the net. Grove, centering pass, it's off Kissinger Deng, and the Norwegians able to clear.
Yeah, again, more pressure put on by USA. Whenever Norway clear it, they just struggle to get the second puck as well. They'll be looking to just sort of chip and chase into the corners and try and get onto the loose puck, but straight away it comes straight back at them.
Here's McDermott with speed. He's stick handling over the line, a shot right on, and Deng makes a nice stave with the trapper there. Here's an opportunity for the Norwegians now as Emil Vatne looking for the pass, or Remy Solberg rather looking for the pass there, number 17. I think 17 for Norway, and I think of the age of Vatne, the kid, the youngest player in this tournament. Norway in over the line here. They are offside and delayed offside as the Americans chip it out, and Douglas chases after it. Abdal on him. Douglas has a step on him. He's in. But nice support there as the Norwegians managed to get the puck out of the zone. Once again, it was Nordström coming in to support his defense partner.
Yeah, it's very difficult for Norway because they're playing probably the quickest side at these championships. Whenever they hit it into space, they know they're going to struggle to get the next one.
And here's Landeros with a shot right on. Another big save there from Kissinger Deng as he's doing all he can to keep his team in this hockey game.
Another excellent stop from Kissinger Deng, who has been superb so far. He definitely came into the net today expecting some shots coming his way, and the Americans have certainly not let up at all. He's done well to keep it down at the one at the moment. Espen Hegde will just be hoping that his side can see out these next 3 minutes at just the one.
So much speed the Americans possess coming through that neutral zone. There's a one draw here. It's Roybal getting it back to the point. Roybal chases after it again. Chips it down low. Here's Farmer with it, looking to the middle of the ice is Farmer. Gets it across to Pauls. Pauls in front looking for McKee, and he couldn't quite get a handle on it as they're making a nice defensive play. For the Norwegian side was Morten Vernes.
Yeah, as the seconds tick by, the USA are beginning to open up more holes in their offensive zone, which will worry Norway because they did start off pretty solid. But as time has gone on, the USA have really upped the ante.
Taking the draws, McKee, and he wins it to Roybal. Roybal circles back. He'll look for an option here. He's got a lot of ice to work with. Gets it over to Farmer. Farmer with a shot right on. Deng makes the save and the puck squirts loose. But there is Hamre to clear it out of harm's way.
Sorry, Mike, 9 times out of 10 you would expect an American to be there to lap up that loose puck, and Kissinger Deng's got lucky there.
Absolutely. Here's Pauls with it now. Pauls with speed, cutting it on goal. Shot right on, and Deng there to make the save as well, as Pauls just simply ran out of space there on the short side.
Well, the clock can't tick down quick enough for Norway. I'll get my words out there, as the USA are really ramping things up at the moment. They've had numerous opportunities in the last couple of moments to double their advantage, and they've been unfortunate not to do so.
Scramble draw here, worked back into the corner. Here behind the net with it is Roybal. Roybal crashing into the back of the net. And Roybal circling now, dangerous in that area, but a nice play there by Solberg. Gets the puck back to Abdal. Abdal an opportunity to clear. He can't as Hanning keeps it in. Billy Hanning getting the puck back in down low again behind the goal line. In chasing it is Roybal. Abdal hit hard into the boards there by McKee. That physical play from the Americans that we've talked about. Haven't seen as much of it here as we did against Canada. They've been possessing the puck so much of the game, and Roybal an opportunity now. He cuts out into the front of the net. can't get a handle on that puck. Roybal circling to Farmer. Farmer now. Roybal calling for it, and he fans on the shot right at the side of the net.
Norway have got to be careful, Mike, because I said towards the start of this period that they're getting in the American faces, which is fantastic to see. However, they're not as quick as the USA, and therefore they're leaving a lot of holes behind them, and it's certainly been exploited at the moment by Guy Gosling's side.
52 seconds to go here in the first period. The Norwegians ice the puck. There was an opportunity there perhaps just to play it out into the neutral zone. A lot of time there, but it is an icing call, and it sets up yet another draw in the Norwegian zone. Take a look at the fans enjoying this game. Great crowd so far here in the 2017 World Para Ice Hockey Championship.
Fantastic excuse not to go to school, you have to say, for the locals.
Always.
Not that we condone that sort of thing, of course.
I'd take a day at the rink over a day in the classroom any day of the week. Face-off will come outside here, as the Norwegians get a late line change in. It is Roman taking the draw against Oisith. Roman wins it back into the zone. It goes for the Americans in Varnes. There to chase the puck. An opportunity to clear. Can't get a stick on it. Now here come the Norwegians with numbers. For the first time here, as Vatne is flattened in center ice. A nice hit there by Tyler Karen. Seeing that physical play from the Americans again.
Yeah, you've also seen it a couple of times as well. Of course, these players in sledges, it's not as easy to turn on a sixpence and see when the puck is behind them and being able to regain possession. So there's a couple of times where Norway may have the puck, but it's behind them and they can't see it and they can't turn quick enough to get it back. And America have been very quick to pick up the loose puck.
Paul Shaw is just a touch offside there, as we have 9.7 seconds here remaining in the first period. And barring a very quick strike here as the face-off is outside the attacking zone for the Americans, it looks like Norway will enter the first intermission just down 1-0, and that's got to be a small victory for them.
Definitely so. Of course, the memo was to keep things tight defensively. They've done so on the whole. There's been a couple of wavy patches where perhaps America could have knocked on the door and got a second. But so far, so successful for the Norwegians. The Americans will be satisfied as well, leading 1-0.
A period dominated by the United States, but a couple of big saves from Kissinger Dang and Norway. Trailing by just one as we go into the first intermission. We'll be back in just a moment here at the Gangneung Hockey Center with highlights and more as our coverage continues. 1-0 United States after one.
So welcome back to the Gangneung Hockey Centre here in the Republic of Korea. Day number 6, and we've had game number 1, the first period, the United States of America leading by a 0-0 against Norway, and really the story of that first half was a fantastic performance from goaltender Kissinger Deng for Norway.
He does a great job to keep his team in this hockey game and keep it at just a 1-goal game. Made a couple of terrific saves, glove saves, pad saves as well, as the Americans were applying all kinds of pressure. It's the type of period that we would expect going into this hockey game. The Americans dictating much of the play in this game. They get the goal by Roybal on the breakaway, but a good job by the Norwegians to keep this game close so far. We'll take a look at some of the highlights as well. It was Roybal getting that opportunity, but the Norwegian defense did a pretty good job of keeping the Americans to the outside, not allowing them to set up too many chances, and Deng making some fantastic saves for Norway.
Yeah, that one there, just beating it away with the left glove, and then we have the the puck touching the hand of Declan Farmer, and I think, Mike, we were pretty certain that the officials got that one right.
Yeah, it was waved off immediately. You see the official just off the screen behind the net in perfect position to make that call. And if Farmer's able to get a stick on it instead of a hand, it would be a goal for the United States, as it is well below the crossbar and certainly would not have been a high stick. But here's Roybal in on goal, scoring. Great moves there. Anytime Brody Roybal gets that kind of speed and that kind of space on a breakaway, it's going to be difficult for any goaltender in this tournament to make a save.
Very tough for Kissinger Deng, because he doesn't really know if Roybal's going to go on the inside or on the outside, and the last minute he shifts it to his right and then slams it in, and by that time Kissinger Deng has no chance to get down quickly enough and divert the puck away.
So that one did get past Kissinger Deng, but you see a nice glove save there, and he was perfect the rest of the way for the Norwegians. He'll have to continue to play strong in this game, as Nico Landero showing some of his speed getting in on goal, but it's Deng there to make the pad save as well. And for this game to continue to be close, Deng is going to have to be perfect the rest of the way, as the Norwegians, if they want to try to create some offense in this game, they're not going to win loose puck battles against the Americans. The Americans are just simply too fast. So it'll have to likely be an opportunity where the Norwegians can flip a puck out into the neutral zone, hope they have a player with some speed going after it, and maybe create off a turnover as well. That's their best chance to try to find some offense.
And of course, as we look at the stats, Mike, it's been pretty close on the score line, but the stats tell a bit of a different story. Norway struggling to get a shot on goal there, and the USA definitely merited by that victory, and rightly so.
13-0 the shots on goal, and that is an accurate reflection of the way that first period was played. But again, full marks to the team defense of the Norwegians. They blocked a number of shots as well. They did do a pretty good job for the most part of eliminating the American speed coming through the neutral zone and into the attacking zone. And like we talk about, they'll have to continue that going forward if they want to have any opportunity to pick up a point here in this game, which would be very big for them. They've got a big matchup coming up tomorrow against Italy. So if they can find a way to keep this thing close and pick up a point, it would be huge for this Norwegian side.
Yeah, of course, we will have more ahead of the second period in the first intermission here at the Gangneung Hockey Centre. Coming up very shortly with me, Jonathan Bell, and Mike Kelly. Welcome back then. We're in the first intermission of the United States of America taking on Norway here, and of course we said that the USA leading by a 1-0. That goal from Roybal there midway through the first period, and it has been a case of one-way traffic really from the Americans so far.
Yeah, the ice was definitely tilted in that first period as the Americans controlling nearly all of the play in that game. We take a look at the story so far. It has been all the United States of America in terms of offensive pressure. Deng has been great for the Norwegians. He made 12 saves in that period, a couple of really nice highlight reel-esque saves. Brody Roybal getting his 4th of the tournament. Been such an effective player, second leading scorer on this American team now with 9 points. And the resolute Norwegian defense, they were good. They blocked shots, did a good job of clearing pucks out of open lanes as well, and limiting what could have been certainly more opportunities for the United States. They will have to be resolute and more going forward in the second period.
Absolutely, and of course they've rested a key man in Pedersen and also Bergel as well. All eyes really, in a way, are on tomorrow. They want to get something from this game, but they'll definitely want to seize the opportunity against Italy here tomorrow as well. So the fact that they've limited the United States so far with perhaps a weakened side, you may say, defensively. They've put Varnes, who's usually a forward, back into the defensive zone. It certainly is a very big positive for Espen Hegde. And of course, he'll hopefully think that that will continue in the second period, which is just moments away here at the Gangneung Hockey Centre. So welcome back to the Gangneung Hockey Centre, and as you can see, the kids have found out that a game is in town at the moment, and they're certainly looking forward to period 2, which is just a few minutes away. And there was a mini stampede at half-time, Mike, as a rush of school kids came in. Unfortunately for them, though, they missed this first goal from the Americans.
It's a nice setup here, and Roybal hitting the blue line with a lot of speed. He's not going to be caught once he's in behind the defense. Look at the stick handling here. Keeps it all on the right hand. Scoring at 7:18 in the first, his 4th of the tournament. 9 points now for Roybal. As we mentioned, he's second on the team in scoring.
Yeah, he's so swift on the ice, very quick indeed, manages to propel himself forward at a rapid rate. It was too much for the Norwegian defence on the break, and it's one of the rare occasions that the Norwegian defence has been left open, really. We did touch on just after that goal that a couple of open spaces were beginning to appear, but that was perhaps Norway just trying to get a handle back on the game. They've been certainly not afraid to get in the Americans' faces, although at the odd time it has left spaces in behind them.
We see Kissinger Deng leading the Norwegians onto the ice. A great story is the Norwegian goaltender, 37 years old, works as a motivational speaker with a degree in sports psychology. He's actually born in the Sudan. His family fled to Egypt when he was 9 years old. He ended up moving to Norway, and he now works with newly injured patients at a hospital in Norway. So terrific work by Deng, both on and off the ice. He's playing in his second World Championship. Won a silver medal with Norway at the 2009 event. So he is a veteran of the sport and a veteran of this tournament.
And one thing you missed there, Mike, he's got a fantastic taste in helmets. A fantastic helmet from Kissinger Deng with the Norwegian flag on it.
Absolutely. Steve Cash in goal for the United States. He has been perfect in this opening period. He's been perfect for much of this tournament. The money man for the USA, as the Americans will once again start with that line centered by number 23, Rico Roman.
Well,
shots on goal in the first period, 13-0 for the United States.
Do apologise there, Mike. Cash will certainly be looking to earn his money in the second and third periods because he's not faced a shot on goal yet in this game. The Norwegians will definitely be looking to change that for sure. And the crowd is certainly excited for the start of this second period. It's just seconds away here. And I wonder if they're talking tactics there on the halfway line. I doubt it. Might be how good the Korean cuisine is here in Gangneung. You never know.
It is fantastic. I had some Korean barbecue last night, and I think I overindulged just a tad. Klakeg taking the draw against Roman. A couple of number 23s out there to start the second period for Norway and the United States. And with the puck is Paul Shaws. In over the line, he'll circle back. Shaws looking for Pauls, couldn't find him. Norway able to get the puck back out into the neutral zone, but it's the Americans once again able to control it. Shaws fires it off the arm of Vernes, and the Americans will start up again as they have speed through the neutral zone. Wallace playing it over to Shaws. Shaws doubles back. He's got some open men at the point. It goes to Hanning. Hanning with it. He'll put it on goal, but blocked again. The Norwegians doing such a great job of clogging up that shooting lane.
Yeah, we've started the second period more or less as we continued after the first. And it's been good so far from Norway, keeping strong defensively and keeping the Americans reasonably at bay.
Here's Wallace in front of the net, and they score! Right off the bench and into the back of the net. It's Declan Farmer, and it's 2-0 United States.
Well, I think Espen Hegde and the Norwegian team will be wanting to put tape around my mouth because every time I say that the Norwegians are doing well, they then go and concede to the Americans. A fantastic bit of play there with a pullback and a ruthless finish as well. Slammed into the corner. And who else but Declan Farmer getting on the score sheet for USA.
9th goal of the tournament for Declan Farmer as he continues to lead all players in that category. And here's Roybal now with speed. Brody Roybal in on the right wing, and he shoots just wide, missing the far post.
The USA certainly have the bit between their teeth after that second goal. After the first one, they look lively as well. And Norway will be hoping that the floodgates don't open here.
So much speed you see the Americans play with as they come flying out of their own end and through the neutral zone. It's caused problems so far in this game for the Norwegians. As Norway a chance here to get some zone time, they do it. Solberg dumping it in, but nobody there to meet Farmer. On the right side as Farmer plays it back around to himself. Behind the net with it now is Hanning. Spinning off that check, Brody Roybal, and now Farmer works it up to the far side. Here's Pauls. Pauls with it on the right wing. Doubles back, dropping to Farmer. McKee now takes over. Here's a pass in front of the net, Roybal, and he just couldn't corral that puck. But there in support is Declan Farmer. Back to the point, Landeros with a shot. That one sails just wide. In front of the net, another opportunity here for Farmer as the Americans are swarming. Farmer plays it around. The outside is, again, taken over here by Norway. An opportunity to clear the zone. They can't. In on the puck is Roybal. Roybal with a shot, and he scores! Brody Roybal has his second of the game as he goes top shelf over the blocker. 3-0 United States.
Well, the Americans are certainly endearing themselves to the Korean faithful that have turned out for this one. They're putting on quite a performance now in the second period, and they've turned it up another gear there. Roybal, as you say, with his second of the game. Wonderful from him, this time off the left blade. Top shelf past Kissinger Deng. He had no chance, and the USA lead 3-0.
And that is the 5th goal of the tournament for Brody Roybal. Only Declan Farmer has scored more than he has on this American side. Those two continue to provide a ton of offense for the Americans. Norway will try to get something going here, try to get the puck into that American zone. Here's Rivera with it, knocked off the puck by Karen. And the Americans start out again on the attack. Here with the puck, with speed, is Douglas. Over the line, but Klakheg, a nice play to separate him and take control. He's looking for Rivera, but getting there first will be Landeros. Outlet pass for Douglas, too far for him, down the ice it goes, and an icing call here against the Americans. 11:35 to go in period number 2.
So chance for the Norwegians here to get a bit of zone time, but we look again at the goal, and it's just, look at that, you've got 4 red shirts chasing the shadow of that super Brody Roybal, and it's a wonderful strike from him into the corner of the net. And the USA look as if, maybe a bit premature to say, that they're home and hosed in this one.
Americans win the face-off. Out with the puck is Landeros. He's got speed. Plays it to McDermott. In over the line is McDermott. He's stick handling. He's looking for Grove in front of the net. Couldn't get it to him, but Grove chases it into the corner. Here's Noah Grove with it. Muscled off the puck and out, and Bakke sends it down the ice. Will it be enough for icing? Yes, it will. Another face-off coming back in the Norwegian end.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Adam Bakke get the puck there and do a little bit more with it. He, of course, is the outlet for Norway. He's the man that they'll be looking to, the key man in the offensive zone. And we haven't really seen much from him so far. But a good angle here of Roybal, leaving everybody in his wake. And Deng, as hard as he tried, could not get near it.
Might have surprised Deng a little bit with that shot. As Norway, with the puck, back after it is Nordstrage. He sends it off the boards and out, and giving chase will be Bakke. But it will be the speedy Josh Paul's getting there with plenty of time, lots of ice to work with, as he'll start the attack up ice for the United States. Errant pass there, the Norwegians. Happy just to clear it out again into the neutral zone. Pauls with it over the line. Drop for Wallace. Here's Wallace, centering pass. It's broken up by Avdal. He can't clear the puck. Hanning with a shot from the point, and Deng forced to make a nice blocker save.
Well, a fantastic bit of play that time from Jack Wallace. It was almost a perfect feed there for Rico Roman for the USA to add a 4th. But he was well snuffed out in the end by Norway.
The Norwegians not very aggressive on the forecheck. They want to make sure they have bodies back so they don't get burned by that American speed. Delayed offside here. Roman tags up, and he's in after the puck for the Americans, back behind the net. Playing the puck is Vernes. Bit of a logjam here on the sideboards. We'll see who comes out with it. Puck squirts out to the middle, and Bakke can't get it out. Here's Hanning. Hanning protecting the puck well. He'll play it down low into the corner, and in after it is Roman. Roman centering pass, nobody there. And here's an opportunity with a backhand shot as Farmer, and that sails just wide. The United States still controlling the puck. Hanning with it at the point. Looking for an option down low, picking it up as Farmer. He's checked by Jakobsen. Roybal after it as well. Oiseth, he can't corral the puck, and now it's Roybal with it behind the net. He'll play it to Declan Farmer. Shot on goal from the sideboards, easily handled there by Kissinger Deng. He'll cover up the puck. As with 8:52 to go in the second periods, the Americans have struck twice here so far in the second frame. It's 3-0 United States. Welcome back. Second period action continues. 8:52 to go in the middle frame. A face-off in the offensive zone for the United States. That means Farmer will be out to take it as he squares up with Jan Roger Klakegg, the 33-year-old Norwegian. Farmer wins the draw. Gets it back to the point to Hanning. Hanning lets one fly, and that sails just wide. Chasing after it is McKee for the United States. He'll play it down low. Nordstrage back for the Norwegians. Cycles it, and there's Avdal. Beat to the puck by Farmer. Farmer out into the middle of the ice. He's looking in front for Roybal, can't get it to him, and now Hanning with it. A shot blocked in front. Farmer with it, centering pass, and it trickles in. They score! McKee at the side of the net. He might have got a stick on it late as the centering pass trickled towards the Norwegian goal and into the back of the net. 4-0 USA.
Well, Brodie Roybal gives him a high five there, Kevin McKee. I don't think deep down he'd be too pleased about that because he's taken away the hat-trick from him. We'll probably be looking to get it later on. It's very difficult to see there whether McKee gets a touch. Right at the death, it would be on the line. As we see, both of them getting on well. Either way, who cares? As far as they're concerned, they lead 4-0.
We'll wait for the call.
And it looks like it is Kevin McKee.
They're giving it to McKee right now. I have a feeling that that puck was in the back of the net before McKee touched it. That might be a hat-trick goal for Brodie Roybal. We'll wait and see. We'll wait for the official announcement. And we'll let you know as soon as we get it. Either way, the USA has jumped out to a 4-0 lead. Here's Vatne, the youngster for Norway. He'll send it in. And in after it is Oiseth. And they do give the goal to Brodie Roybal, so give him a hat trick. That is goal number 6 on the tournament for Roybal. Here's Douglas with it, centering pass. A little bit too hot to handle there. Is unable to get a stick on it and corral that puck was Tyler Karen.
Yeah, well-deserved hat-trick as well for Brodie Roybal. Has been absolutely outstanding in this game and in this tournament as well. He's really been a prominent figure for the Americans.
Icing called there as we take a look at number 3, Noah Grove for the United States, playing in his first World Championship. Here's another look at the goal from our overhead camera. There's the tip by Roybal. That's a close one. That is a close one. They'll give it to Roybal, though. The puck has to be completely across the line for it to be his goal, and the officials deemed that it was. And here's a race for it, Douglas. Douglas is in on goal. Douglas shoots, and a nice save by Kissinger Deng to keep the Americans from getting a 5th goal and a 4th one in this second period.
Yeah, I think Deng there has spared the blushes of Nordstoger, who just seemed to lose his bearings a wee bit, not know where the puck was. Douglas quickly pounced onto it, and as he bared down on goal, he'll be disappointed he didn't strike a 5th there for the Americans.
Scramble draw here, the Americans get it, but now it's Baca with a chance to clear. He can't. Karen dumps it back in. The Americans happy to chase after it. They've got so much speed. It's McDermott into the corner. looking for an option. Gets it to Landeros, and he is checked hard there by Martin Hamra.
Yeah, they're certainly battling well, the Norwegians. One frustration for them as well was the half-time stats that said that America had won 13 face-off and Norway had only just won 1. And of course, you know, the Americans may be quicker around the ice than Norway, but at those 50-50 situations, you've got to give yourself more of an opportunity to regain puck possession. And they've been struggling to do so far in this match.
The Americans will change up their lines here. Roman to take the draw against Klakegg. Klakegg gets tossed from the circle. So in is Avdal. Avdal can't win the draw. It's Karen at the point. Karen lets one go, and Deng saw it all the way. He gets the glove on it to make it yet another save in the second period for Norway.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how many saves Deng has amassed in this game so far, because he's certainly been kept busy. And I'm sure his gloves have been kept pretty warm in this game from the amount of shots he's had to save.
Americans with possession again. Here's Wallace. Wallace looking for an option in front. Can't get the centering pass through. A scramble for it in front of the net. And the puck is somewhere underneath a Norwegian player as they get a whistle. Deng sprawled across the ice surface as well to keep that puck out of the net.
Well, if you're new to para ice hockey, then Jack Wallace there is certainly the man to watch, because again, he's not only thought, right, I'm going to pull this one back, but it's the way he uses the two sticks to enable himself to get the right angle to pull it back. And it was almost another one for the USA there. And Norway have rode another wave.
Here's Wallace again. Stick handling into the slot, loses the handle on the puck, and Deng covers up. The Americans winning a fair share of these faceoffs in the offensive zone, making it very difficult for the Norwegians to get possession and clear the puck.
Which is an exact replica there for Jack Wallace, who almost pulled it back once again from that left-hand side. And they'll be hoping, the Norwegians, it's third time looking, they can get it away this time.
Oiseth winning the draw, takes it himself off the boards, but not out. Here's a centering pass, too hot for Roman to handle. But another opportunity for Norway to clear. The Americans take over. It's Wallace, centering, looking in front of the net for Shaws. Pass a little bit behind him. And now out with the puck is Solberg. Solberg, he's got speed through the neutral zone. Gets it ahead for Jakobsen. Dumped in by the Norwegians. Jakobsen chasing after it. He throws a hit there on Hanning. Here's Roman with it, pressured off the puck by Solberg. The Americans take over, and flinging the puck across the ice and out into the neutral zone is Shaws. Back in to the American zone it goes. The Norwegians changing. And here's an open wing to skate. Wallace has it. He goes cross ice, looking for Roman. Down in behind the Norwegian net. Back forward is Nordstrager around the boards. And back into the neutral zone. These teams just going up and down the ice right now. As it's Shaws getting the puck in. Chasing after it is Farmer. Farmer looking to the middle of the ice. He has Wallace. Wallace a shot, and that's just wide.
Well, Wallace has really been a thorn in the Norwegian side in the past few moments. He's almost grabbed a couple of assists from the left channel. And there again, this time on the right, managed to flash one in. And it's wide of Deng's net, but still they come.
Here's another opportunity for the Americans. There's a shot, scores! Declan Farmer, wide open in the slot, and he beats Deng for the 5th American goal. A loose puck, and it's Farmer, Johnny on the spot. He's got another one.
Well, it looks like the Americans are going to go 3 points clear in the standings and probably go into the gold medal match on Thursday as the best team from the I'll get my words out here.
Preliminary.
Mike. Thank you. You did it for me. They're going to be the best team in that final against Canada, which is a big confidence boost for them. And they've certainly used the game in hand to their advantage as well. 5-0.
So 5-0, the United States with the lead. And here's another opportunity, Roybal, and he's shut down by Deng. who manages to get a glove on that shot. The American looking for a 6th. This line's so effective offensively for the United States of McKee, Roybal, and Farmer.
Yeah, the seconds ticking down with 4 minutes remaining. Could not go much slower for the Norwegians at the moment.
And up with speed again, the United States. Farmer was in after the puck, but just a little bit ahead of him. It goes for an icing call. 4:34 here to go in period number 2. We'll take another look at the goal here as Declan Farmer just launches one. Deng getting a piece of it with the glove, but not enough.
Yeah, he gets right under it there, Declan Farmer. We've seen that so much from him so far in these championships and in his international career as well. He's absolutely ruthless from that position. And a bit of respite now for Kissinger Deng's goal, although it's coming right back at him.
And here's Roybal over the line. He's got speed, dropping for McKee, but there to intercept the pass is Nordstrage. Nordstrage battling down low for it. Farmer in support, picks it up. He gets it back to the point. Hanning with a shot on goal. Deng, the glove save. The puck in behind the goal. Now it's Avdal looking to clear. Farmer with it. He's got a lot of ice to work with. Here's Farmer with a shot. Stopped by Deng. The Americans still controlling the puck. Roybal looking to get into the middle of the ice, but his pocket is picked by Oiseth. Gets to the red line, sends it in, and the Norwegians will change. Here's an outlet pass. Douglas coming off the bench. He has it. Nobody up with him, and a penalty will be coming up here to Norway.
Well, it's frustrating this for Norway because they don't want to overdo it. I'm sure they'll be fatigued at this moment in time, but of course they've got that massive game tomorrow coming up against Italy, and so they have to make sure that they don't overdo it here as we go to another break with the United States leading by 5-0.
In the penalty box for Norway is Morten Vernes as he takes a teeing penalty, so a 2-minute man advantage here for the United States, and they haven't needed a man advantage to create offense here in the second period. We'll see what they can do with the power play. Top-ranked power play in this tournament, clicking at 30% so far. Klackegg an opportunity to clear the puck. He plays it around, but there's Josh Pauls to hold it in. Pauls to Landeros. Landeros looking down low for Wallace. Wallace around the goal. Checked nicely by Klackegg, and he gets the puck down the ice. The Americans getting some different bodies out there and giving them some power play opportunity.
And they'll certainly all be licking their lips at the prospect here of having a 5-on-4. Certainly expect them to make the most of it.
Paul setting things up for the United States. He plays it to Shaws. Gets it up to Roman. Roman finds Wallace. And Jack Wallace into the zone with it. A nice body check there on the end boards by Klackegg. Here is Klackegg with the puck. Lots of time, but he's pressured by Wallace. An opportunity to clear there, perhaps wasted by the Norwegians. Jakobsen with it. Plays it to Klackegg. And now a great chance for Norway to get the puck out. Although Roman with the pressure. And here's the puck into the middle of the ice. An opportunity for the Americans, but it sails just off the stick of the pinching Pauls. Here's Landeros. Finds Roman a shot right on, blocked in front. And Kissinger Deng covers up and gets a whistle.
That period there really was Norway's doing because there was a couple of opportunities to get the puck clear as far as possible and they dallied a bit around it. They couldn't get it out of their defensive zone. And the USA don't mess around in the offensive zone, and there they go again. The strike towards Kissinger Deng's goal, but this time he's equal to it.
Rico Roman with the opportunity. He's a veteran of the United States military, as many of these para ice hockey players are for the US side. 26 seconds to go here in the power play for the United States. They'll look to get another rush up ice. It's Pauls. Getting it to head to Noah Grove. Grove in over the line, but he is offside as McDermott was bumped into the offensive zone ahead of the play. And we'll get a whistle with 14 seconds to go in the power play.
Yeah, a rare lapse in concentration that from the United States with the offside call. But it enables Norway to push up a couple of feet outside the defensive zone.
McDermott waved out of the face-off circle. Grove in to take it, a scramble draw. The Americans possess the puck. It's Douglas. Sending it in, and here's Norway now with an opportunity again to try to get the puck out of the zone. It's Solberg with it, and he does just that. Back to even strength now. The Norwegians kill the penalty, and now the Norwegians will go to the power play, as it looks like we have a holding call coming up here against Luke McDermott. So an opportunity for some offense here for Norway.
Yeah, he was the man that was caught offside a few moments ago, and now he's been penalised for the holding call there. So not a good couple of minutes for him.
You see Nordstrage there spun around by McDermott. And an offensive zone penalty taken by the United States at the tail end of that power play. Here's an opportunity for Norway now to try to get themselves on the board. Small victories sometimes in the sport of para ice hockey is what you look for in a game like this, and the Norwegian will certainly be happy if they can get one. But Roybal has it, and he's got great stick handling abilities. Here's Declan Farmer with it. The Americans, Farmer around the net, and that shot sails wide. Even shorthanded, so much speed here as Roybal and Farmer able to get to the open ice and get those loose pucks. The Norwegians trying to start out. It's Klakegg. Gets it ahead to Bakke. Out in Bakke. Just absolutely swarmed by the American defenders. And coming up with the puck is Josh Pauls. He'll send it down the ice, and that will do it for period number 2. So 1 minute and 12 seconds of power play time coming up to start the third period for Norway. But it is the Americans striking 4 times in the second period as they have taken command of this game. 5-0 United States after 2.
Welcome back in the second intermission at the end of period 2 as the United States taking on Norway here at the Gangneung Hockey Centre. And it's the United States leading by 5-0. I'm Jonathan Bell alongside Mike Kelly. And Mike, if we champion the Norwegian defence in the first period, it's certainly all about the American offence in the second.
Well, there was only so long you're going to be able to hold the Americans off the board. I mean, there's such a potent offensive attack. They had 13 shots in the first period. The Norwegians did do a good job of holding them to the 1 goal, but you knew that wouldn't be sustainable as this game moves forward. The Americans here on a turnover, it's Wallace behind the net, right out in front, right into the open ice. And that is a phenomenal look there as you see Kissinger Deng unable to get anything going on that play there. That's just a wide open shot. The United States players are not going to miss from that area. Certainly not Declan Farmer, the most gifted goal scorer on this team.
Yeah, Wallace with the assist there. He's been very effective in that second period for the United States. He's come close to a couple of other assists as well. And that, the second of the game from Roybal. And that was just textbook.
Just phenomenal stick handling here from Brody Roybal. He knows he's got defenders chasing him, but he knows exactly where the puck is and where the opposing sticks are, and he creates just enough space for himself. Kind of catches Deng off guard a little bit there as he flings it top corner.
And then we have the next American goal. And this one we weren't too sure about. Roybal looked as if he'd got it, and then his teammate McKee looked as though he was a bit cheeky there on the line and got a touch. But it looks as if the official confirmation is that it is a hat-trick for Roybal. Very close though, Mike.
Just over the line, Roybal got a stick on it in front of the net. Again, in great position, in a goal-scoring position. And yes, if that puck had been trickling wide, you know McKee would have been there to put it home either way. As the Americans continued to attack in this game, yet another goal, just making it look easy at this point, as it is another wide open look, and it's Declan Farmer off the glove of Deng into the back of the net. So much like the first period, another period rather, that was dominated by the Americans, and they finally managed to get some pucks into the back of the net. You knew it would be coming. There's only so much Deng and the Norwegians can do for so long. It is now 5-0 USA after 2 periods of play.
Yeah, it's certainly been ruthless from the Americans, and as we take a look at the match stats at the end of the second period, you can just see and put into context how dominant they have been. 22 shots on goal there, and Norway failing to record one.
Pretty easy for Cash so far. Hasn't been tested at all in this game. And as we talked about the Norwegians, they've got power play time, 1 minute and 12 seconds here to start the third period. So this is a good opportunity for the Norwegians to at least try to get a shot on goal, if not a goal in this hockey game. And as we talk about, the Americans are such a power in this sport. And for the Norwegians at this point in the game, trying to keep it close is going to be the goal, the ambition, but also trying to get a goal will be a great confidence boost for them. And this is a perfect opportunity to do it with a man advantage to start the third period.
Yep, and that third period is not too far away either. We'll be building up to that again in a couple of moments. Hello. So in that first intermission, we saw the story of the first period. It was about USA domination and Kissinger Deng trying to keep the scoreline low. I doubt there would have been much editing required for the end of the second period as well, as we take a look at it, and really is a tale of fantastic American offense.
Yeah, the Americans have dominated this game from the outset, and it's what we expected here. The Norwegians, again, resting a couple of key players in Pedersen and Bogle, and they'll be happy just to have them fully rested for a much more competitive game, they hope, against the Italians. Quiet night for Steve Cash. Hasn't had to face any shots, hasn't had to earn those dollars in this game, but he's certainly more than capable if there are some shots coming at him in the third. Roybal's got the hat trick. It's a natty Hattie as well. He got 3 in a row, and then Farmer, 10 goals in the tournament. He leads all players in this tournament. We've talked about it before. He's the most decorated goal scorer and point scorer in World Championship history for the American side. And no surprise in a game here against Norway that he's got a couple on the board as well.
And we've just had on the big screen as well, a big fan, we've touched on it a couple of times, a big fan of Adam Bakker with the Bakker jersey on the back of the Norway shirt. What does he and what do the rest of the Norway offensemen have to do in the third period in able to restore some pride and also build and get onto tomorrow's game on a good footing?
Well, I think the number one objective for the Norwegians going here into the third period is just try to keep the score respectable. They've done that through 2 periods. It's 5-0. It's not out of hand. They are resting some star players like we talk about, so it's not the full complement of players for the Norwegians. But if they want to try to create some offense and score a goal, this power play opportunity here for 1:12 is the perfect time to do it. They'll have to chip the puck in because they're not going to outskate the Americans. They'll have to win a battle or two and find a way to get the puck to the middle of the ice where they can get a good opportunity on Steve Cash. That's how it's going to have to go down for the Norwegians if they want to get on the board. 5-0 the United States with the lead, and we'll see if the Norwegians can get something going on that early power play here.
Yeah, the third period just moments away here at the Gangneung Hockey Centre. Make sure you join us with the USA 5-0 up against Norway.
Welcome back inside the Gangneung Hockey Center. Mike Kelly, Jonathan Bell with you. It is 5-0 the United States of America with the lead over Norway. We take a look at the goal scorers in this game. Any surprise that we see Roybal and Farmer, and Roybal and Roybal and Farmer. The two offensive guns here for the Americans.
They've been outstanding so far, and it seems to be a 2-horse race for those two as who will be man of the match at the end of this game. Also, as I said, at the second intermission there, Jack Wallace has been very impressive. The second period certainly looked positive for him. He was trying to make inroads and get a couple of assists and a goal to his name, as well as the American team come out for this third and final period, and they'll be looking to put the icing on what's already quite an impressive cake.
9-0 the shots in the second period for the United States. The Americans with 13 shots on goal in the first period and just the 1 goal. They had 9 in the second, but they scored 4 times. A lot of quality looks for the United States. There's Nico Landeros. A physical presence on the back end for the U.S. And Ola Oiseth. He was injured in a game against the Republic of Korea a few days ago. Actually had to be stretchered off the ice, taken to hospital. But he was back in the next game for this team, and he scored a goal for them in that game. So great to see as he's out here feeling no ill effects of that big hit.
Yeah, they showed Nico Landers there on the screen, and he was like a man possessed in the first period yesterday against Canada, surging into challenges. He was very effective indeed in what was a fantastic competitive game, and a great advert for para ice hockey as well. And we'll hope for much of the same in the medals matches, and also the 5th-6th game for a place in the Winter Paralympics, which comes up on Thursday. Kissinger Deng in the goal there, and again a busy period for him.
Well, that final day of competition here on Thursday, every game will be so critical. Obviously, you have the gold medal game with the gold on the line. You have the bronze medal game with the bronze on the line. But that 5th, 6th place game, almost as important as the winner of that game will get automatic qualification into the 2018 Paralympic Games, and the 6th place finisher will not. Now, they'll still be able to potentially get in that tournament in the Paralympics. They'll have to qualify at an additional tournament later in the year, so automatic qualification is such a big key. As you see, the officials have the squeegees out here, just getting rid of some extra water on the ice. Temperatures warming up a little bit outside here in Gangneung in the last few days, so a little bit of extra water lying around on the ice, but that seems to be taken care of here as we get set to drop the puck on period number 3. Norway power play to start. 1:10 to go in that power play, and back for the puck is Backa.
Yeah, we touched on how nice the weather is outside, Mike. Absolutely gorgeous day in Gangneung today, so it shows how good the play is that's on offer today, which is why the crowd has come. They could have been in the sunshine, but they'd much rather be in the ice rink.
Here's Klakeg back to the point for Jakobsen. Jakobsen, a shot. That whistles wide of the left post. Farmer an opportunity to clear. He can't. Oiseth gets it back to the point. Jakobsen to Klakeg. Klakeg into the middle of the ice. Nice puck movement here by the Norwegians. The first time we've seen this all game. But here comes the Americans, and it's Farmer. Farmer's in all alone. Here's Farmer stick handling, and he scores! Declan Farmer, top shelf. He's got a hat trick, and it's a shorty to boot. 6-0 USA.
Well, that was the first spell in the game that we saw Norway really move the puck with some nice speed. They recycled it well as well. But then the USA, like a flash on the counter, there may be a man down, but they are 6 goals up, and that's the most important thing. Declan Farmer with another one for the tally. 11 goals in these championships.
He just continues to light the lamp for the Americans. Hat trick Roybal, hat trick Farmer. We talked about how big it would be for the Norwegians to try to get a goal here on the power play. They had some good zone time, couldn't get anything in the net. And it's the Americans shorthanded getting the goal. A tough one for the Norwegians to swallow here as this game now sits at 6-0. We'll take another look at it.
Yeah, it's very similar to Brody Roybal's one in the first period. This time Farmer opts for the left blade, unlike Roybal, who went for the right. And again, Deng just couldn't get near it. It was a thankless task in the Norwegian goal to try and save that one.
Out of the box comes McDermott. We are at 5-on-5. He'll head right to the bench for a change. And here's Vatne. Clearing the puck out. Giving chases Jack Wallace. After an impressive game against the Canadians, getting some more ice time here against the Norwegians, it's Wallace in to chase after it. There's Avdal for the Norwegians. as they battle for the puck into the corner. The Americans send it back around the goal. Chasing after it, Rico Roman. Roman stick handling, he'll look to center the puck. And the Norwegians have control of it. It's Nordstrage, happy just to get it out into the neutral zone. Nordstoga, a nice play there to get the puck out, but right back come the Americans, it's Karen. He's in a battle with Oiseth, who sends the puck into American territory. Wallace across the middle of the ice to Douglas. He's bumped up off the puck, and Landeros now will gain the blue line with some speed. He drops. Wallace with a shot right on. Deng has it. The puck trickled out for a moment, but Jakobsen does well to come in and support his goaltender as the Norwegians get a whistle.
And of course the USA are not letting up at all, because they obviously saw in the first half of this championships before Sunday how many goals Canada had notched up, and they certainly are in pursuit of that, are the USA. They've got a big game tomorrow as well against the Republic of Korea. That won't be an easy one for them. So while they've got the opportunity to try and get some more goals, they'll certainly take it.
Puck flipped on goal. Deng saw it all the way, and he makes the glove save. 12-17 here to go in period number 3, and at this point for Norway, just all about keeping this score as close as possible. McDermott wins the draw for the Americans. Here's Douglas. Back to the point, Pauls. Pauls with a shot. That sails just wide. Grove leaves it for Douglas. Douglas looking for a man in front. He's got him in McDermott, but a nice save by Deng. Cleared but not out. Douglas has it. Too hot to handle for McDermott. And the Norwegians control. Skating the puck out now is Morten Vernes. Looking for Klakegg. Too far for him. And the Americans will start things out of their defensive zone. Slowing things down is Hanning. That pass misses McDermott out into the neutral zone. Jakobsen with it. That's off the stick of Douglas. Grove into support. Here's Grove with a shot right on, and glove save made by Deng. He'll hang on, get another whistle for Norway.
Be interested to see Kissinger, Deng's statistics. He's certainly had a lot of shots firing his way in this game. He's most of the time look assured with the puck in his glove. And once again, he calms things down for Norway, who will now face a defensive zone face-off.
And McDermott jumped the whistle there a little bit. He'll be sent out of the face-off circle. Noah Grove in to take it against Oiseth. And the Norwegians win the draw. They get control of the puck. Nordstoga goes around and out into the neutral zone. Here's an opportunity now for Norway. It's Hamra. Unable to get control of that puck. Josh Pauls, chip play off the boards. Douglas can't corral it, and it squirts out into the neutral ice. Here's Grove. Grove's got a lane. He's bumped off the puck there on a nice physical play by Martin Hamra. Nordstoga off the boards and out. A race for it. Hanning getting there first. And Billy Hanning into neutral ice is pushed off the puck.
Yeah, it's not for the want of trying with Norway. It got a bit messy on that far side as well. Norway were trying to make a change. A couple of sticks went flying as well. And so the linesman intervenes.
Fortunate not a too many men on the ice penalty there, as the linesman will talk about it, and there may be. We'll fill you in when we come back. 6-0 USA.
I'd like to thank all our volunteers who helped out with this tournament. Without any of their work, none of this is possible, so thank you to all our volunteers.
관중 여러분, 2017 강릉 상해 장애인 아이스하키 선수권대회 조직위원회는 모든 자원봉사자들의 실신과 노고에 깊은 감사를 드립니다. 이번 대회를 도와주시는 자원봉사자분들께도 감사의 박수 부탁드립니다.
6-0 the United States with the lead here as these teams continue play in period number 3. Abdal and McDermott in the face-off circle. And Abdal, an opportunity there to get the puck. He could not. The Americans do have a power play here, as we mentioned right before we went to break. Too many men on the ice potentially was the call against the Norwegians, and that was the penalty. So here's an opportunity for a 7th. It's McDermott with it. Circles back to Landeros. Landeros circling, and he finds McDermott. A shot on goal, and that's blocked in front of the net. It trickles just wide as it goes off Nordstoga.
Well, that dangerously looped towards Kissinger Deng's goal, and I think he had his heart in his mouth for a moment there, did Deng. It just dropped the right side, as far as he's concerned, of the post.
Nice play by Nordstoga there to get the puck over to his teammate Abdal, and a great opportunity to clear a stretch pass up the middle. And here's an opportunity potentially for Norway. A shot at the goal by Emil Vatne, the 17-year-old. That was the first real opportunity at net for the Norwegians. It goes wide, and we have another penalty call coming up here. It is going to be an interference penalty against Norway, and this is trouble for the Norwegians, as taking the penalty is Martin Hamre, and now a 2-man advantage extended for the United States.
Yeah, Rivera has company in that penalty box, and he and the rest of the Norwegians would not have wanted that to happen at all, because the one thing you don't do against the USA is A, concede a power play, and then concede another one. It's not what they wanted at all, Norway. And they're doing well at the moment at the 6-0 to keep the scoreline down, but things might get out of hand now.
Here's Douglas. There's going to be a lot of open ice here for the Americans, but a great job by the Norwegians and Lloyd Remy Solberg to clear the puck down ice. That's huge for them to get some time off this penalty.
It definitely is. Get it as far away as possible and just have a couple of seconds respite in the defensive zone, because, of course, it'll quickly come straight back at them. Berners does well there as well. It's certainly been a battling performance from Norway. It's not been the most pretty on the puck, but off it they've certainly been dogged and determined and tried to stick in there.
Here's a shot on goal. Karen with an opportunity there, but that sails over the net. Nice physical play by Jakobsen to create some separation. And on the puck is Vernes. The Norwegians looking to clear here as time ticking down. Here's a wide open look for Nico Landeros. Shoots, and a great save by Kissinger Deng. Manages to just get a stick on it. The first penalty expired. And now it's a 5-on-4 advantage for the United States. Here's Landeros.
Not sure how much Deng knew about that one. It may have come off a combination of glove and helmet, and he's busy again here. Norway get it away.
That was a point-blank look and a great save by Deng to keep this score at 6-0. Some nice stick handling now here in the neutral zone by Klake. He gets in over the line, but offside the call as Lloyd Remy Solberg was in just ahead of him. Solberg was a member of the bronze medal winning team at the 2010 Paralympics, so there are medal winners on this Norwegian team, but what an open look here by Landeros.
Yeah, it's a real chance as he gets just south of the hash mark. He slams it in, and I think it does come off the helmet. You can see him there going for a bit of a header. It's Kissinger Deng. I think Manchester United, if they ever need a centre-back, certainly know who to call upon.
I've seen a few goaltenders make those saves with the mask. You see it more from European goaltenders, as we're going to have a teeing penalty here against the Norwegians. It looked like Auden Bakke there in the middle of the ice. Got the front of his sled in the way, and it will be a penalty here to Bakke teeing. So another 5-on-3 opportunity for the Americans. 23 seconds left in the first penalty as well.
Yeah, this is the second time it's happened now in a matter of moments, more or less in the same American power play. And it's been a 5-on-3. And it's getting a bit ill-disciplined from Norway. Maybe they're lacking the leadership of Pettersson, who's usually on there with them.
Here's Hanning at the point. Hanning with a shot right on. Deng makes the save. It's cleared. McKee picks the puck up. 5-on-3, a lot of ice to work with for the United States. Declan Farmer into the middle of the ice. That's broken up. McKee corrals the puck. The Stars on the ice for the United States. Into the middle of the ice is Farmer with it. And that puck comes out, kept in nicely by Farmer, but he's forced to play the puck into the middle and the Norwegians able to clear. It's Klake getting the puck down ice.
Yeah, it's fantastic watching the Americans when they're in the offensive zone. Sometimes you just have to sit back and admire them. I mean, you had the hat-trick man, Brody Roybal, one of 2 hat-trick men, just tapping the ice and saying, look, I'm here. And the communication's fantastic, and the awareness of their teammates as well is brilliant. And that is why they're doing so well so far in these championships.
So 5-on-4, 1 minute left to go in the penalty against Oudenbake. Farmer looking for an outlet pass. That gets by McKee. Will it be enough for icing? Yes, it will. So an icing call here against the Americans, who are on the power play, 51 seconds to go, and that's a nice break for the Norwegians.
Yeah, it certainly will be a bit of a breather again for Kissinger Deng. That was almost one of the passes of the game there from Declan Farmer as he interchanged from right blade to left and then slammed it off the far board, but he just overdid it. The icing call is made, and the Americans have a face-off in the defensive zone.
The Americans win the draw. Back behind the net with it is Josh Pauls. He'll circle back, wait for his teammates to get in position. And out come the Americans. Here's a play to Farmer. He's got speed. Farmer with it. He's got McKee going to the net. Declan Farmer around the net, hanging on to it. McKee with a chance, and he's unable to get a good shot away as it trickles through the crease. The Americans continue to control the puck. Roybal looking for open space. Roybal circling back. He's got a wide open shot, and it is deflected up into the netting. Brody Roybal looking for his 4th goal of the game, but a nice defensive play by the Norwegians.
Well, he showed Solberg there a clean pair of blades as he come inside. Did Roybal before having the deflected shot over, but another let-off there for Norway, who definitely have more than one eye on tomorrow's game now against Italy, and they'll make sure they don't want to fatigue themselves too much. It's very straining on the upper body is this sport, and the last thing they want to do against such a side like the Americans is get drawn in too much and concede too much energy.
A nice play there by Jakobsen as the puck went off his sled and out of play to get in the shooting lane and keep that top unit from the Americans of scoring as they now go with their 2nd power play unit. Here's Roman with the puck behind the net. In support is Wallace. The penalty has expired. We're back to even strength. Centering pass. Nobody there for the United States. Here's Karen with it, pinching down low. An opportunity to Wallace in front of the net. He was wide open, but Deng with a heads-up play there to get his stick in front of it and keep the puck from finding a wide open Wallace. 5:38 to go here in the 3rd period. 6-0 United States out in front. Welcome back. It is a 6-0 score. The United States with a healthy lead here. Offensive zone draw, 5:38 to go. In period number 3, it is won by Roman, and the Americans control the puck. Here's a wide open look and a nice save there on a hot shot from Jack Wallace. Kissinger Deng might have used his mask again on that one.
Well, Wallace definitely deserves a goal, but Deng deserves a lot of credit for keeping that one out. It was a pile driver towards the goal, and he got something on it. I'm not quite sure what, but managed to divert it over the crossbar.
The Norwegians clear the zone, and back for it is Tyler Karen, Colorado native, playing in his 4th World Championship. Here's Karen with it. He's Scramble play forward. He somehow comes out of that pile with the puck. Nice play there by Karen. Stick handling in a phone booth there. And he's still got the puck over by the boards. Abdal challenging. He works it to Wallace. Wallace with it. Stick handling. And that shot blocked in front of the goal. Oisith around the boards, but it is Karen there to keep it in. Centering pass. Oisith getting in the lane. Jack Wallace with it. He'll go around the net and look for a wraparound opportunity. Circling back. Here's a play for Landeros in front of the goal.
I think the Norwegians here are just fastening their seatbelts and sitting in for the ride in the remainder of these 4 minutes, because it's going to be difficult to keep out another American attack.
The Americans playing keep away here as it's Karen into the middle of the ice. A shot on goal and a toe save there by Deng. Cleared, but not out. Landeros, a terrific job to keep the puck in. And the Norwegians hemmed in their own zone here. The Americans managed to change one player, get some fresh bodies on the ice. And the puck does come out of the zone now, as a couple of Norwegian players will take off for the bench to get a line change as it's dumped in by Oisith. And here comes Landeros out of his own zone with speed. Finds Douglas in across the blue line. And he's met at the blue line. A nice hit there by Klakegg. Jakobsen physical into the corner. The Americans looking for a centering pass, but that one goes through everybody and back out. Landeros giving chase.
The shape of Norway at the moment's a lot better as well, with Klakegg, usually a defenseman, leading the line there and trying to tighten things up at the front. Although they'll have to make sure they don't leave too many gaps here, Norway, as America come again.
In over the line with it is Landeros. He'll send it around the boards. McDermott chasing. He's met there. A physical play by Jakobsen, trying to get the puck from him. Here's Vernes. Back of the goal, Grove battling forward as well. Vernes able to cycle it around. And after it is Lloyd Remy Solberg. He'll breeze by the puck, and Douglas with a centering pass. Nobody home for the United States. 2:32 to go here in the third period. A shot on goal by Hanning, that's blocked. Here's Jakobsen, a chance to clear. Can't do it. Hanning with it, keeps it in, and that puck trickles into the Norwegian bench. A couple of coaches doing a little Texas two-step there to get out of the way of that one.
Yeah, I think that's the Norwegian physio. We saw her the other night when Oiseth was injured on the halfway line, and she may almost needed to have treated herself there if that had hit her with some vigour. Thankfully it evaded her though, and we will restart play with a face-off.
Got our trusty cameraman David down there between the benches, and he's got the helmet on. He almost took a puck yesterday, actually hit him in the back. He's all right though, but he's got the visor going today, ready for anything that comes at him. Everyone in that bench area has got to make sure they've got an eye on the puck here at all times.
You can never face an Irishman, Mike.
Learned that firsthand yesterday. David's a tough cookie down there. Didn't want the full cage. He said, just give me a half shield, I'll be good to go. Time ticking down here, under 2 minutes to go in the third period. There's a shot at the goal, looking for a deflection was Grove. Couldn't get a stick on it. Pauls plays it down low to Grove again. And here's McDermott. The Americans content to just cycle the puck here, keep it away from the Norwegians. Although Norway will start out now with the puck. Here's Martin Hamra. Unable to get anything going for Norway, and that neutral zone has been so difficult for the Norwegians to penetrate, as it seems like there's always American bodies there ready to take the puck from them. Douglas winning a battle there, and McDermott challenged by Thomas Abdal. 4 bodies in there looking for the puck. The official right on it as the Americans scoop it out through the neutral zone and into the Norwegian ice. We're in the final minute of play here now in the third period. The United States, a complete effort here against the Norwegians, although an opportunity now for Norway. Hamra, he'll drop it back. Here's a chance for Backa, shot on goal, and it sails just wide.
Yeah, it was a tight angle, but you won't put anything past him. It was an audacious effort. It almost went into the far corner, but hats off to Norway, who've been very good in the first and the third periods, and when they reflect on this, it'll just be the second one really where they lost control, because only the one conceded in periods 1 and period 3.
Well, we mentioned Rolf Einar Pedersen, a scratch for this game. He's got 4 points, tied for the team lead without Mbake, so he's a real contributor on the back end, not playing in this game. And Bogle as well, Magnus Bogle, who has 3 points in this tournament, also not playing. So not a full complement of players for the Norwegians as they'll rest up for a game. They'll definitely want 3 points in against the Italians tomorrow as the seconds tick down. It is a 6-0 victory for the United States of America. A game they dominated from the outset, and they were buoyed offensively by their top offensive players, a hat trick aside for Declan Farmer and Brody Roybal.
Yeah, fantastic performance from Team USA. It's all about number 4 and also number 16 as well. Roybal and Farmer, outstanding as they have been all tournament, but again, a real team effort. Jack Wallace was very impressive, as was Chris Douglas as well. Lots of Americans certainly proud of their performance, that's for sure, this afternoon. As for the Norwegians, they certainly were a tough nut to crack at times, particularly Kissinger Deng in periods 1 and 3, impressive. And the defenseman really stuck in there when it got tough towards the end. The fatigue was definitely setting in. And of course, we touched on that fine balance between giving your all and making sure you keep things respectable today, but making sure as well that you're not fatigued for tomorrow's crunch clash, the all-European game, as Norway will be taking on Italy.
The players lined up here for the player of the game presentations. And John O will give you the first crack at this one. I don't know what your record's like so far in the tournament calling these player of the games.
Sure, not as impressive as yours, Mike. You've done pretty well so far, so I've got to keep up to those standards. Roybal, obviously, and Farmer with the hat tricks have been very impressive, but let's be out of the box, let's be out the ordinary. I think Jack Wallace has had a really good game for Team USA today, and I'd give him the nod if I didn't want to be too mainstream.
I like it, the alternative pick. You've been pumping Jack Wallace's tires all game, and rightfully so. He's played a great game against the Canadians in the limited ice time that he saw. He was rewarded with more ice time in this game. And definitely a player that the coaching staff, led by Guy Gosselin, know they can rely on now going forward. Is they'll play a difficult Republic of Korea team in their final preliminary game. And then if they are in the gold medal game, potentially against Canada, they'll know that they can lean on Wallace a little bit. He thrives in those situations. I'll go a little more mainstream and boring here, Jono, and Declan Farmer had the hat trick. He also had an assist, so a 4-point game for Farmer. That'll be my pick for the United States. Maybe we'll both be in agreement with the Norwegian side of things, as Kissinger Deng was a hero for them in this game, a big reason why this was kept into single digits in a very respectable 6-0 score.
Yeah, superb from him. He played in the first game against Canada, and he played again today against the USA. He's played against the two tough cookies, but both times he's come out pretty well. And there's a big smile from him as he comes and takes the high five from his teammates and collects his Man of the Match award, and deservedly so as well.
And a stick tap there to the Americans. A healthy respect all the teams in this tournament have for the United States of America, who have won 6 straight international tournaments. They are the benchmark in para ice hockey. And you hear so many other countries say, you know what, it's a privilege just to play against them and to learn from them as well.
So here we go. Will Mike's safe option come out on top, or will they go for something a bit different?
Oh, they go right off the board, and they surprised the both of us, Jono. You weren't alternative enough in your alternative stance there, so it's Tyler Caron getting the nod in. He was a very visible player in this game on the back end. He played a lot of minutes for this United States of America team and had himself a very solid game, contributing as well. He assisted on the first goal scored by Brody Roybal, a very dependable player in this game. So they share the wealth here in the player of the game, the man of the match, if you want to call it, awards, and two phenomenal players in this hockey game shake hands here at center ice.
Yeah, both deserved winners. Kissinger Deng there looking very happy. despite the scoreline, because the amount of saves he made in this game was absolutely fantastic. And I thought pushing the boat out, going for Jack Wallace would be enough. Unfortunately not, but well deserved for Tyler Caron as he joins his teammates to observe the American national anthem. Well, that's the 5th time in these championships that we've heard the American national anthem, and Guy Goslin and co will be hoping that continues for the rest of the week as well. A deserved 6-0 win for the USA then against Norway in what was a good-spirited game, a bit ill-disciplined at times, but overall a deserved win, and Norway can have their head held high as well.
No question about it. You saw Kissinger Deng smile on his face as he was given the Player of the Game award, and this is just a great test for the Norwegians. We heard from head coach Espen Hegde at the start of the game as well, saying we had a great opportunity to watch them up in the booth here yesterday taking on Canada, and a great opportunity for these other nations who continue to develop their programs to learn from the elite programs, namely the Americans and the Canadians right now in para ice hockey. Handshakes all around as you see the players circling the ice, shaking the hands of the coaching and the training staffs as well as the officials. And it's this great sportsmanship that we see in para ice hockey that's always a pleasure to watch. The Americans happy to take a 5-0 record as now they move past the Canadians in the standings. First place overall as we are in day number 6 of competition here. And a great shot here of the Norwegians at center ice, applauding their fans. And the fans give the applause back.
Well, that's one way to endear yourself to the home crowd, and they're hoping those fans are back here tomorrow for that crunch clash against Italy, which we're very much looking forward to. We'll have, as ever, full coverage of it here. So here we have it then. I'm Jonathan Bell alongside Mike Kelly on the back of that 6-0 win for the United States, and in the end quite a convincing win for them. No real surprise about it, but 2 particularly impressive performances from the hat-trick heroes.
Absolutely, and to steal a phrase from the great band Led Zeppelin, the song remains the same for the United States as they get hat-tricks from their 2 most potent offensive threats. It's Brody Roybal, it's Declan Farmer. They've carried this team offensively through so much of this tournament, and great play by Kevin McKee as well, the other winger on that line. We, of course, don't forget him as he's very creative with the puck. But we'll take a look at some highlights here from the 3rd period in this game as the Americans continued to control the pace of the play into period number 3. Just so fast, and a very difficult job for the Norwegians to try to keep up with him. Declan Farmer, when he gets that kind of space on a breakaway, you just see him pull away from everybody. Ole Uiseth trying to catch him. Not going to happen. Nice stick handling. A little back and forth. And upstairs, never a doubt for Declan Farmer.
Not at all. That top corner had his name written all over it, and he certainly hit it to a plumb as well. It's been a superb performance and superb championships from Declan Farmer, who has now notched 11 goals for Team USA. And I certainly expect a lot more to come from him as well.
leading the tournament in scoring. And there's Deng using his head to keep a shot out. A fantastic save there by Kissinger Deng. He made a number of fantastic saves in this game, and that's why he was named the man of the match. We take a look now at the statistics from this game. After 3 periods of play, it was 32 shots on goal for the Americans, and the Norwegians unable to get one. They were hemmed in their zone for much of this game. Face-offs, everything favors the Americans in this game. Declan Farmer with the hat trick that we mentioned. He had an assist as well. Brody Roybal, a phenomenal game for the United States of America, and he is standing by downstairs.
And the net time and time again.
I mean, our line is just working together really well out there. Kevin's feeding us the pucks, and we're passing well with each other. So, I mean, we're just taking the shots, and they're going in.
And Team USA is playing 7 games in 8 days here at this tournament. How are you guys keeping so well conditioned to go throughout this entire tournament?
The whole team works really hard off the ice. So, I mean, we're ready for these games, and we're excited to play them.
And for any of your upcoming opponents, do you have any advice to them of how they'd be able to shut down Team USA?
I mean, just play your own game. We're just going to play the game that we usually play, and we're going to come out and bring it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So a fantastic performance then from Brody Roybal and the USA team, and they go into tomorrow's game against Republic of Korea full of confidence and with an unbeaten record as well. And as for the Norwegians, we saw there no shots on goal from them, but they'll be saying that they'll just save them all for tomorrow's game against Italy.
Well, that'll be a big game for the Norwegians, and this is a game that will ultimately dictate whether or not they play in a potential bronze medal game, whether they play in the 5th place game. We take a look at the updated standings here. So you've got Norway right now still stuck on 5 points, but an opportunity to move up as well. They can get to 8 points, so actually they will not be able to get into 3rd spot. They could potentially get into 4th spot, as we talk about, though, and play in a bronze medal game. The Italians right now sitting in that 4th spot, so that game tomorrow will be absolutely huge for the Norwegians, and that's why we saw them resting a number of their players. The Americans now comfortably in 1st place, the only undefeated team in this tournament.
And the games keep on coming as well. Italy taking on Republic of Korea. You can see just how close they are to each other. And at the bottom as well, Germany against Sweden. The loser, you'd suspect, would be out of the running for a chance to take part in that 5th against 6th game for a place in next year's Winter Paralympics. As ever, it's all going on here at the Gangneung Hockey Centre. Join us later for more coverage of that game between Italy and the Republic of Korea. But for now, I've been Jonathan Bell alongside Mike Kelly. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you later on.